Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep today into a question that seems simple on the surface, but it has these huge implications.
Monumental,
Yeah.
really, especially if you're in any kind of high-volume, quick-turnover sales environment.
Exactly, like FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods, where speed is just, it's everything.
It really is.
And the question is this: who reaches the market first? Is it you or is it your competitor?
And that's not just some philosophical question, right? It's a
Yeah.
direct calculation. We're talking market share, shelf space, real dollars and cents.
Right. And our sources for this deep dive give us this incredibly detailed, almost militaristic blueprint for securing what they call the first mover sales strategy.
It's intense.
Yeah.
And it all comes from this one guiding philosophy.
Which is that successful people, they aren't necessarily doing completely different things than everyone else.
No, not at all. They're just doing the ordinary things
And-
differently.
And that difference, according to the sources, it all centers on one thing: how they value and use time.
Exactly. Time is the currency here. And they elevate this idea. They say discipline is the power that turns an ordinary professional into an extraordinary one.
I love that framing.
Yeah, and they treat time not just as a resource you spend, but as life itself. So if you destroy time, you're destroying opportunity. You're destroying life in a way.
So our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to extract these 12 tactical points, these habits from top performers, and really figure out the why behind them.
We need to get past the motivational posters and into the actual mechanics of how this rigorous discipline leads to market dominance.
And a great place to start is with this really relatable story from the sources. It kind of sets the stage perfectly.
It really does.
So the sources described this salesman who was, by all accounts, genuinely capable, knew his product, knew the customers.
His pitch was probably great.
Totally. But he had this one devastating habit. He was always late.
And he'd get to the retailer, the small market stand, and find the crucial window, that early morning purchase window.
Had just slammed shut.
Right. And you have to understand the psychology here. That first hour, when a retailer opens their shutter, is completely different from, say, 11 a.m.
Oh, so.
Well, their mind is fresh, their budget for the day is wide open, and their shelves are empty, just waiting to be filled.
So if our guy shows up late,
The competitor's stock is already there, it's loaded, it's priced, and it's sitting right there in the prime display spot.
he lost the opportunity before he even said hello.
Exactly. The competitor didn't just get the first sale,
Yeah.
they got the best real estate for the entire day. It effectively locks our guy out.
The sources are so clear on this. He failed because of a lack of preparation, not a lack of competence.
And the solution he found was, it was so surgical, he didn't change his product or his price, he just changed his schedule.
He brought in this intense, non-negotiable discipline.
Making sure he was the absolute first person at the distribution point to get loaded up. So he could be the one standing there when the retailer's shutter went up.
And the result. This is the part that sounds almost made up. The sources say that on the very first day he applied this new discipline, he recorded broken record-setting sales orders.
The first day.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating there is that it proves the success wasn't a fluke. It shows the power of just removing your own self-imposed barriers.
So those record sales, maybe they're an outlier, but the discipline itself.
The discipline immediately removes the friction that was guaranteeing his failure before.
Yeah.
He started prioritizing the retailer's time, and they paid him back with their business.
Okay, but let me push back on that for a second. That level of rigidity, waking before dawn, this military-style planning,
Sure.
it sounds exhausting.
It does.
Are we talking about a short-term sprint here, or is this a permanent lifestyle change? What about burnout?
That's a critical question. And the sources suggest this isn't a short-term thing. It's a permanent shift in identity. But they argue that the initial exhaustion gets replaced by the energy of success.
So the results fuel the effort.
Precisely. They have this core belief we mentioned. Time is life. Destroying it destroys life. Once you truly internalize that, showing up early isn't a chore. It's fundamental strategy. The energy comes from the wins.
That reframes it completely. It's not about willpower. It's about aligning your actions with your goals. Okay, so let's get into the tactical breakdown. The 12 PowerPoints. This is the blueprint.
Right. And let's group these to make them easier to remember. We'll do Group A, which is all about winning the morning. Group B is flawless execution in the field. And Group C is about sustaining it all.
Perfect. Let's start with Group A, pre-market preparation and mental victory. This is everything that happens from sunrise until you leave the what do they call it, the go down.
Yeah, the go down is just the warehouse or the distribution point. Being
Yeah.
first there is everything.
Okay, so point one, this is non-negotiable. Waking before sunrise,
Before.
and not just waking up, but mentally setting the goal for victory that day. It's about conquering your own comfort first.
And that reinforces the idea that victory over sleep means victory over business. You wake up feeling like you've already won a battle. That confidence carries through.
I can see that. Okay, points 2 and 3 are about logistics. Number 2, create precise beat planning and route maps before you even leave the house.
For anyone who doesn't know, a beat plan is it's optimizing your route, shop by shop, to cut down on travel time.
Which you can only do if you know what you have. Which brings us to point 3. Conduct a full inventory audit the night before.
Yeah, make sure every single item is accounted for and placed in the vehicle for quick access.
That sounds a little tedious, doing that the night before.
It might seem that way, but think about the cost of confusion. The time you waste digging for one box while a retailer is standing there waiting, it adds up.
30 seconds saved at 10 stops is 5 extra minutes of selling time.
Exactly. The audit removes all that friction. And then point 4 just seals the deal.
Be the absolute first to arrive at the go down.
You get loaded first, you set the pace, you're never waiting on anyone else.
That's the goal of Group A then. As the sources say, the salesman who wakes before the sun rises raises his flag in the market.
You've won 4 battles before your competition has even hit the snooze button.
So that's the mental victory. But it's worthless without execution. So how does Group B translate that morning discipline into actual sales?
Group B is all about execution, punctuality, and professional presence. This is where the rubber meets the road.
Point 5 feels very specific. Setting a departure time from the distribution point at an unshakable 8:30 a.m. Why so specific?
Well, it does 2 things. First, it creates a hard deadline for everyone. It forces the pace. Second, it's calculated backward from when retailers typically open.
So leaving at 8:30 to guarantees you're on the road right before they open.
Exactly. It's a mechanism for accountability. A vague goal like leave when you're ready just doesn't work.
And that leads right into point 6. Ensure an impressive presence the moment the shutter opens. Be there. Be ready.
And tied to that is point 7. Clean uniform and a professional look.
Which seems small, but it's all non-verbal communication, isn't it?
Hugely powerful. It signals reliability, trustworthiness. It tells the retailer that you respect them in your own business. It gives you a psychological edge.
And for pure speed, point 8. Arrange the stock inside the vehicle according to the order of shops on your beat plan.
Your van becomes a hyper-efficient sales tool. You're not searching for anything. You grab and go.
And the sources really hammer this home. Whose first call is earliest, his first sale is also earliest. It's a direct link.
Every single decision is about shaving off seconds to gain minutes of selling time.
Which brings us to our final group, Group C. This is about sustaining that momentum, right? Focus, relationships, and review.
Yes, if we connect this to the bigger picture, these last 4 points are how you turn a one-day advantage into a long-term moat around your business.
And point 9 is a lesson for everyone. Limit mobile phone usage during work hours strictly to taking orders and navigation.
It seems so obvious, but that one distraction can just derail everything.
And it doesn't just slow you down physically, it degrades the quality of your interactions.
Which is why point 10 is so important. Engage the retailer in a real conversation. Ask them about the market, about what competitors are doing.
Your retailer is your best source of market intelligence.
They're your eyes and ears. You've earned their time by being first. Now use that relationship to gather intel. It becomes a partnership.
And the discipline doesn't stop at 5 p.m. Point 11 is to honestly analyze the whole day in the evening. Be ruthless.
Where did I lose time? Why did that one shop buy less than usual? You have to ask the hard questions.
Because if you don't, you're just going to repeat the same mistakes tomorrow.
Absolutely. And then the final point, number 12, brings it all full circle. Before you go to sleep, write down your goal for the next day's first shop and first order in a diary.
So you wake up with a mission, not a question mark.
You're not thinking about what to do. You're just executing a plan you've already made.
You know, the sources have this incredible line that ties it all together. They distinguish between 2 types of sales.
Yes. This is maybe the most powerful quote of all. The first sale is from the product. The repeat sale is from behavior.
Wow.
And those 12 points, they're not just tactics. They are behavior management strategies designed to build that relationship capital.
So we've broken down all the tactics, but as we said, they all orbit this one concept. discipline. What do the sources really mean by that word? It's not just about being rigid.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's it's more profound. They define it like this. Discipline is doing what is necessary, regardless of whether you feel like doing it or not.
That's the barrier. That's the whole game right there.
That's the difference between the ordinary person who has a good day now and the extraordinary one who wins consistently.
It's easy to make a route map when you're motivated on Monday.
It's discipline that makes you do that inventory check when you're exhausted on a Friday night.
And this whole mindset is built on this foundation of self-belief. They use really powerful language.
Believe in your powers and move firmly towards the goal.
There's another quote they use, often attributed to others, but it fits perfectly. If you decide to do something, everything is easy.
Once that commitment is truly locked in, the steps just become automatic. The internal fight is over.
And it all boils down to this reciprocal relationship. If you respect time, the market respects you.
You show up first, prepared, professional, consistently. The market will open its doors. Not because they like you, but because you're the most reliable, efficient choice for them.
This has been just a fascinating deep dive, moving from these big ideas about waking up early right down to the nitty-gritty of how to stack your van.
It really is a complete system.
And for you listening, the key takeaway here is this isn't just about FMCG sales. This is a template for professional habits in any field. If you change your habits, the market will change for you.
And the final moral from the sources just underlines that it never stops. Learning stops. Winning stops. Winning is a continuous effort, a daily application of these principles.
Which leads us perfectly to our final provocative thought. The sources say an order is just a piece of paper, but a relationship is a legacy.
A powerful distinction.
So the question for you to think about today is this. Of those 12 PowerPoints we talked about, which one small discipline action can you take in the next 24 hours to start turning a simple transaction into a legacy relationship?
Maybe it's point 10, really listening to a client, or point 12, setting your first goal for tomorrow tonight.
Because that's where the real enduring wealth and respect is found.
Apply it immediately. Don't wait.
Go out there, be the first, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.